Hello everybody, it is I, that trainer D, and I know it's been a while, but I am back. And I'm come back with a theory about Volo appearing in Pokemon Legends ZA. I know people are going to call me crazy, whatever, but I genuinely believe that Volo could be in the game. Now, I know you're wondering, why would I say that? Well, let's look at the proof. Let's look at how Volo is. He has spent all his time trying to at least meet Arceus. We know this from the story. We know he has a slight, tiny bit obsession with him. And as we go through the story, and we find out how crazy he is for Arceus. But after we defeat him, that's when the pieces start coming into place. At the end of the battle, he says, "Someday I'll solve every riddle in the legend of Hisui's Pokemon, and on that day I will stand before Arceus at last. No, I will conquer it. No matter how many years, how many decades, how many centuries it takes me." That man is dedicated, and there's already theories about him being like immortal already, so that sentence, the last sentence, doesn't really come off bad because he might already have immortality. Now, let's say that he does not have immortality already. Let's say that he is a normal human being, that he is just found out about Arceus at a young age and has been very obsessed with him since then. What Pokemon has said to give eternal life? What Pokemon would help him in a way for his goal? Xerneas. Xerneas is literally the perfect Pokemon for that goal. Again, Volo said, no matter how many years, decades, or centuries. That would imply that he would need immortality if he does not have it already. Xerneas would be the best Pokemon to go after, the best legendary, because it's said to give eternal life. It is literally the life Pokemon. And why wouldn't Volo go after Xerneas, especially with his whole things about loving myths and legends? And these legends, sure, he did say Hisui's, but do you really think that the legend of Arceus, that what he's all created, stays within Hisui/Sinnoh? No. He goes all across the world. Sinnoh is the beginning where everything started. Or Hisui, however you want to take it. Kalos, the place with the life and death Pokemon, I think that could be Volo's next stop. Now, another point is that Volo does go to Laventon after everything, tells him where Giratina is, and then he wanders off. Leaves that, and he says he'll never meet Laventon again. That to me tells me, now again it's open-ended, but that to me tells me that he's going off. He's saying he's never going to meet Laventon again, meaning he's going somewhere else. He's going to go find, to me he's going to go find something that will help him find Arceus and conquer Arceus in some way, shape, or form. After the whole speech he did, and after going crazy at the end of our battle, I don't think he's going and leaving with his tail behind his legs. I think he's going to go find another way, and looking for Xerneas is probably the perfect way of at least attempting to secure that he can keep going for as long as he can. Now, I know a lot of people are asking, well, how would they even do this? How would they implement that without it being a main plot point? You can do it in many ways. For me, though, I feel like maybe during the game, we are walking towards the city, around the city, and we see someone in an alleyway from a distance. We go, who's that? Who's this guy? What's going on? Like, why is this? There's a random stranger. We come closer to him, and we talk to him, and we get like maybe a generic like, him talking to himself, going, huh, this legendary looks interesting. And then it's revealed it's Volo, right? We get a little tease and then we reveal that it's Volo. And he starts talking to us about the legends and everything. And then he walks away. Now, we could save it for the post game, which would probably be better, because in the post game you could have that sequence where we're walking around, see him in the alleyway, come up to him, he's talking to himself, he's like, just like the kid in Hisui. And that will strike a connection. Then we get the reveal that he's Volo. And then he'll talk to us about the legends and talk about how Kalos has beautiful legends, especially Xerneas. And we get him to stop for some reason. Maybe he sees like there's no point because you'll just try to stop him just like the kid, but he'll have to find a way around something. Now, for anybody who's going to say, well, he's a one-off villain, I don't see them doing this. They have done these continued stories before. At least for one character that I've seen. And that was, two characters. But the main one, the most important one, is Looker. Looker had a whole storyline from Gen 4 to Gen 7. He was very much involved, at least in the post games of the other generations, which I think is great, and I hope he comes back, or ancestor of him comes back in Legends ZA, but that's a whole different thing. But yeah, to me, Volo has a good chance of appearing in Legends ZA. Obviously, we're going to get a new main antagonist, a new main villain, blah 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 blah. But Volo, he might be a secret boss, he might be a little Easter egg, he might be something, but I feel like he definitely could return in an interesting way depending on how they choose it. Now, I would love to hear y'all's thoughts about this. Tell me what you think. Tell me, do you think Volo will appear? Do you think Volo will not appear? Do you think he'll have a major role or a minor role? Tell me what you think. I'm all ears. See you guys later.